and welcome to my channel, Heart's Content Farmhouse, where every single week I share a new video tutorial on bread baking, gardening, canning, soap making, and other homesteading type projects. Today I am doing something a little bit different, and I want to do an unboxing of my brand new All-American pressure canner. This is my very first pressure canner. I've never pressure canned anything before, so I thought it might be fun for us to open it up together, see what's inside, and set it up because I know there are some tests you have to do before you use it. And since I'm an absolute beginner, it might be easier for other beginners to walk through this with me so I can do it slowly and figure out what to do. First, I want to go over the difference between a pressure canner and a regular water bath canner. What I have right here is a water bath canner. It's basically just a big, lightweight pot with a rack inside that helps you lift jars out of boiling water. And with a water bath canner, you can can things like pickles, salsa, some tomatoes. Things have to have a certain level of acidity to be canned in a water bath canner. But with a pressure canner, you can can basically anything you want. So you can do tomato sauces with herbs, onions, and other things that would normally not be acidic enough for a water bath canner. You can do all sorts of jams. You can even can meat broth, whole meats. A lot of different things can be canned at home if you have a pressure canner. These are kind of hard to get a hold of right now with everything going on in the world, but I was able to snag this one on Amazon from a seller, and they do pop up here and there. I'll go ahead and link in the description the exact model that I have, but if you are flexible about the size you want, you can snag an All-American pressure canner on Amazon even now. So without further ado, let's open up this box, see what's inside, assemble everything, and do our first test of the pressure. I don't even know what that means. I'm going to read the manual along with you, and we will figure it out.
So we're going to begin just by opening the box. This is a super heavy box, which is probably good because it means that it is high quality, but it is also good to know because it is really heavy to pick this pressure canner up. So you're going to want to make sure you have a space to store this where you're not going to, like I used to put my old canner above the fridge. That is not going to work for this. It's going to need to be in a place where you can reach it easily. And since it's really bulky, before you get one, think about where it is actually going to live. So right on top is the instruction manual. Let's open this up and see what it says about getting started for the first time. Now in this envelope, it's really heavy. It has inside it feels like a weight. So inside this envelope, this is a little circle that has 5, 10, and 15 marked on it. I'm guessing this is the weight that goes on top to add pressure to this cooker. Hopefully the instructions will tell us what to do with that. In here, this is just a little lightweight layer. Looks like, let's see. Okay, these are just the racks that are going to go inside in case we're doing multiple layers of jars in the canner. So these are nice and lightweight. And now we have gotten to the actual item itself. It's packed with the lid upside down in here. Everything is really well packed with layers of styrofoam or whatever this foam is in between. So this is heavy. It has the handle, it has a gauge, and then underneath is the canner. This is one of the bigger sizes. And let's get this guy out of here. Okay, so like I said, it is really heavy. I'm gonna use 2 hands. And we've got everything out of the box. And now let's see what we need to do next to put it together and do the test run. Okay, so when we first open the manual, it just gives us an overview of all the parts that are included. And it looks like we're just going to remove this rubber band, which was just for shipping. It wants us to make sure we have all the parts, and we do. And it does say that before we use it, we're going to do a test run with just a small amount of water to get us familiar with the process of using the canner before we go through all the trouble of making a recipe and then canning it. So one thing we need to do is oil the surface Not the entire surface of the whole thing, just where the two pieces are going to meet. There's no rubber gasket. It's what's called a metal to metal seal. So we're going to do a thin layer of vegetable oil where those two surfaces meet, and that is going to help them form a seal without a gasket. And our next step is to just sort of assemble everything, get the cover on, and get cooking. Okay, so really all we have to do at this point is put the lid on the pot, and that is actually a little bit trickier than you might think because it comes with all these screws. So let's see if we can do that easily. So see these things that are dangling down, those are gonna flip up and screw into place, and that is what keeps the lid on. And it also, the lid has to go on in a specific way. That little arrow is going to be has to line up with a notch that's on the pot. So I'm going to put the lid on, look for the notch, and then you're going to sort of twist it into place with the notch and the arrow line up. Okay, and now we have to fasten everything down. We're going to use these clamps. When you put them on, it took me a while to figure this out. You flip them up, and then you start screwing them on. And the directions say make sure you don't use a screwdriver or pliers or anything like that. Just tight enough as you can do with your hands, and you do two at once. So you do one and then do the one across from it, do those together, and keep going around until all of them are on. And don't use pliers or it's going to get so tight that you won't be able to undo it once the canning is over. And remember, there's nothing in this canner except for about an inch of water because we're just doing a test run. So I've got the lid on, and now it just says turn it on. What we're going to be looking for is steam to start coming out of this little silver vent. And once steam has been coming out of that vent for about 10 minutes, we are going to put our pressure weight on, and that is going to add pressure. So I'm going to turn the heat up on high. And we will just wait for steam to start coming out. And then we know it's time to move on to the next step. This is the weight that we're going to put on. Your recipe will tell you whether you're going to put it on the 5, 10, or 15. For the test, I'm just going to do 10 because it's in the middle. Why not? And you can see the numbers. You might not be able to see it really well in the video, but you can see them easily in person. They're engraved onto that weight. That was, if you remember, it came in that little manila envelope that was on the very top of the box. So here's my steam. It's, again, kind of hard to see on this video. I should have put something black behind it to make it clear, but you can see it a little bit there. But you want it freely flowing for 10 minutes before you add your weight. Okay, so I'm gonna stick it on. So the number that's, oh, it's really hot. So make sure you use pot holders for this. Don't be like me. So grab a pot holder, and that'll help you get it on right on top of that vent. And I'm guessing what this does is just adds pressure, holds everything in so that the contents will be canned under pressure. So put it on. The number that is facing the vent is the pressure weight that you're using. And then you keep an eye on this. It's gonna start rocking or jiggling after a while. Well, I'm just kind of getting it into place there. And keep an eye on it, and you'll see it do a wobble. There you go. And that is when you start counting your cooking time. So if your recipe says to can at 10 pounds of pressure for 10 minutes, you start your 10 minutes after that first wobble. Make sure you keep an eye on your pressure gauge, because there's a little mark when it goes up too high, but right now we are doing good. It's under pressure, but it's not going too high. You want your little weight to wobble about once every minute. If it's wobbling more than that, your heat's up a little too high and you want to turn it down. If it's not wobbling at all, you want to turn your heat up so that it's wobbling once a minute. Since doing this video, I've used this a few times, and you do get comfortable with that, knowing how high the heat has to be. When your 10 minutes are up, turn the heat off and let the pressure go down to 0. This is going to take a while. And once the pressure is down to 0, you can remove the weight make sure you use a pot holder because it is super hot. And then you let it sit 2 more minutes after you've removed the weight, and then you can take the lid off. It's hot. The plastic parts are hot. Not scalding hot the way the metal was, but I did still use a pot holder to unscrew everything and to get the lid off. And remember, we waited for the pressure to come down, and then we waited 2 more minutes after we removed that weight. And now we are removing everything. And all that's left to do at that point is, if you had canned items in here, to let them cool until they seal and let them sit at room temperature and then store them. And that is pretty much it. It seemed really intimidating, and the first time was really uncomfortable. But like I said, I've done it a few times with actual canned food inside. And once you do this test run to get the hang of everything, you'll become way more comfortable with it.
So I hope you enjoyed that little video unboxing. It was kind of fun if your standards of fun are very low. And I hope it was helpful if you are the brand new owner of a pressure canner, or if you're interested in getting one. Like I said, I'm going to link below exactly what this model was. Also, a book that I got for pressure canning. I'm going to be working through those recipes. And if I have any favorites, I will let you guys know. So if you have any questions, I'll do my best to help. I don't know how helpful I'll be, but I will try. Leave me a comment. And also, don't forget, if you are a canner or you're interested in getting started, I do have a free printable canning journal that you can download. I'll leave a link for that. You just enter your email address and I will send it straight to you. So thank you so much for watching. Happy canning and have a great day.